guarantee that under President-elect Trump, under this Republican Congress, that grocery prices will in fact come down?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that.
See, when he said come down, he meant like when you take something off the shelf. Like when you take something off the shelf, it come down. Can you hand me that Campbell soup? Yeah, the one with the little diced square nuggets of meat. Yeah, there you go. It's coming down. It's coming down. That's what he meant by that. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I'm Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
How do you feel about paying more for things?
Well, you know, if you find someone who says, I'm happy about paying more for something, you point them out to me. People who already couldn't afford fresh vegetables, who couldn't already afford to put good food on their plate, are the ones that are really going to be hurt by this.
Did you ever think when you voted for President Trump that things were going to cost you more and you were going to lose money?
I never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Now, Maga, let me holler at you for a second. So in the days preceding and immediately after the 2024 election, what was the reason y'all gave for why y'all voted for Donald Trump? It was the economy, right?
Hundreds of conversations with Trump supporters across Iowa and New Hampshire over 7 months. And what have I learned? The people who love him really love him.
Donald Trump is great. He picks on a lot of people. Get over it.
And through all those interviews, I kept hearing a lot of the same things over and over. Trump fans are laser focused on the economy, immigration policy, and feel an overwhelming sense of injustice. Like Nicholas Dagnall, an 18-year-old high school senior from Franklin, New Hampshire.
He's a businessman, and at the end of the day, America is a business and should be run like a business.
That's right, it was like trying to argue you married Halle Berry for her cooking. That's what y'all tried to tell me. He really said that? Well, I guess you got company. How's that working out for you now, Maga?
It's all nothing has come down. Everything has gone up. Maybe eggs have come down a little bit. You know, how many eggs can you eat?
Voters sour on Trump's handling of the economy in new poll. Ooh, some more of that. Sprinkle some Lowry's on that one.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Trump voter torches his utterly tone-deaf affordability crisis PR stunt. Now, wait a minute. Mac, I know y'all didn't vote this man in. That was the reason you gave to get away from the racism and the sexism allegations. I know y'all didn't vote for this man for the economy to turn around and complain about the economy in less than a year. Is that what's going on? Nah, Jada and I didn't work out. Nah, it had nothing to do with any of the new stuff. It was that scene in Jason's lyric. You know what I'm talking about. Everything since then was fine, but that scene in the field with Jason's lyric was that was a bridge too far.
I'm done. Cut the show.
That's how you sound. That is exactly how you sound. You know what, Maga? I want you to see something. I want you to see something. This is what the rest of us saw.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again.
But the word affordability is a Democrat scam.
One of my top priorities will be to quickly defeat inflation and make America affordable again.
I don't want to hear about the affordability.
We will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
You know, there's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about, affordability. Affordability is a con job.
We will target everything from car affordability to housing affordability.
You know, this whole thing is, they use the word affordability. It's a Democrat hoax.
He said y'all complaints is a scam. That's what he said. He said y'all complaints is a hoax and a scam. And in the past, he's talked about the dumb Republicans, some dumb, and now what he said about Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's some dumb Republicans out there. That's, you know what I mean? That's who it is right there. He said a con job. Y'all trying to pull a con job, complaining about this economy. And if anybody would know a con job, he would know a con job. So, you know, I don't even know who you take that up with. No, Mike Johnson ain't gonna help you neither.
Mike Johnson just surprised everybody with this.
The economists have shown food prices always go up. There's an inflationary level that's built into grocery prices.
Now compare that to what the Trump sycophant said in January.
Can you guarantee that under President-elect Trump, under this Republican Congress, that grocery prices will in fact come down?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that.
See, when he said come down, he meant like when you take something off the shelf. Like when you take something off the shelf, it come down. Can you hand me that Campbell's soup? Yeah, the one with the little diced square nuggets of meat. Yeah, there you go. It's coming down. It's coming down. That's what he meant by that. That might have been what he meant by that. But you know what comforts me, Maga, and it should provide some comfort to you in your time of need and struggle that you signed us all up for. You know what always comforts me? Listening to Caroline Levitt.
Ignore the panicans and trust in President Trump. That is our motto here at the White House. The America First economic agenda is working.
What was that? Cheeto dust? Is that what that was? Huh. Maybe some very targeted bronzer or something like that got on there. MAGA. I don't think y'all have been listening to President Trump and ignoring the panicans like Caroline Levitt said. That's not what I'm reading.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
A woman who voted for Donald Trump savaged the president for his tone-deaf affordability tour stop, slamming his planned national public appearance blitz as an insult to the American people. USA Today columnist Nicole Russell took aim at Trump in a scathing op-ed published after the president appeared in the key swing state of Pennsylvania for the first stop of what has been described as an affordability tour. I'm sorry, how do you do a tour of a scam? I don't understand. It's a scam tour? Is that what it is?
I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
That's exactly what it is. Okay, gotcha. It's a scam. It's a scam tour.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
I voted for President Donald Trump and I don't regret it. But some days I get tired of his banter and smears. They're prosaic and stupid, and they usually don't solve any problems or showcase progress, even if there has been. I'm sorry. When did his banter and smears become prosaic and stupid? Was it April? Maybe August? Because apparently they weren't last year. Apparently the banter and insults, you had a good decade last year of banter and insults. Now all of a sudden it's prosaic and stupid. Okay. And she's a whole columnist?
Wrong.
The Texas Mom of Four described the tour as tone deaf as it sounds and urged Trump to stop mocking affordability. It's not a partisan word, and most Americans are tired of the high costs of living that have lingered since the pandemic. There's no need for a public relations spectacle. If Trump is confident in his policies, and I think he should be, or he should be willing to make changes where necessary. I'm sorry, make changes where necessary. Is that accountability? Did you just prescribe accountability? No, RFK done banned that. They putting a black box warning on accountability. We don't do that no more. As far as you talking about how affordability should not be a partisan word. That's insane. What's the next thing you're going to tell me? That protecting our criminal justice system shouldn't be partisan? That shouldn't be a partisan issue? Oversight shouldn't be a partisan issue? That's crazy. You mentioned the pandemic. That's like trying to tell me that using science to contain the pandemic shouldn't be a partisan issue. That's crazy talk.
But I do want to talk about the economy, sir, here at home. And I wonder what grade you would give your economy. A plus.
Yeah, A plus, 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 plus.
Does that sound like making changes where necessary? You said make changes where necessary, right? Oh no, we A plus, 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 plus. You know, the kind of grade they give as a way to say, get the hell out of my class. Like that's what they gave. That's what they gave him in school, and that's what he thinks is a good grade. That's why he always be talking about how smart he is, because he got to pass him through the entire time. That's who you want to make changes where necessary and stand on his policies? Tell me more, Maga.
A shocking new poll found that over a third of Trump voters say the economy is the worst they ever remember it, and almost half of Americans say Trump is responsible. Clearly, Trump's strategy of dismissing the affordability crisis as a hoax started by the Democrats is not working. Nor is constantly blaming Biden and saying he inherited a total mess and the highest inflation rates ever, which is simply not true. In fact, there's new insider reporting out today that apparently Trump's aides are begging him to stop blaming Biden for his own mess. Quote, Joe Biden is no longer a threat because he's out of office. He's never going to be in office again. You've got to feel their pain. You've got to talk about it every day. But as we know, accountability is not one of Trump's strong suits, especially when it's an issue he can't even feel, which is probably the case here because his latest net worth evaluation is $6 billion. So maybe last night when he graded his work on the economy an A+++++++, he meant for billionaires? Either way, it's clear Americans feel the pinch right now and know who to blame as we near Trump's 1-year mark.
Now, my favorite part of that was that he had to be told to stop blaming Biden and to feel people's pain. The man had to be told, you know what, sir, if you were to try and replicate real human emotion, if you were to actually like listen to people and respond on the level of the pain that they're feeling. I know it's unnatural, but if we can work with it. We can practice. You know, we get some Secret Service agents to work with you in the back, some improv exercises, so you can replicate real human emotion and you can feel their pain. That's who y'all elected. They had to tell the man. They had to tell the man about empathy.
But our prices now for energy, but for gasoline are really low. Electricity's coming down. And when that comes down, everything comes down. But the word affordability is a Democrat scam.
He not picking up on the exercises. He not picking up on the I don't think he gonna make it. I don't think he gonna make it. No, the people in Pennsylvania told him about himself.
Actually, we're in town because the president is here. He's giving a speech nearby on this issue about affordability. And I have an interview I can show you, but he recently rated the economy as A+++.
I do want to talk about the economy, sir, here at home. And I wonder what grade you would give your economy. A plus.
Yeah, A++++++.
So what do you make of that? Do you agree with that?
Totally disagree.
No. It's not A++.
Well, the prices are a little higher than normal, but that's to be expected. We're coming off of a Democratic, regime. Now that Trump is back in office, I think he's going to try to get things back under control.
Now, wait a minute. Y'all been scamming that last dude for apparently decades, getting him to pay more prices because this was a Democratic regime? Is that Pennsylvania? Y'all been scamming this man his whole life, talking about a Democratic regime? I ain't mad at it. Hey, a fool and his money are soon parted. Can you give me his contact? I want to send him my website, peoplesgetup.com. I want to send him my website, but let me know before you say, I got to change the prices. I'm going to raise all my prices and send it over to him.
Call me.
Trump was suffering from record low approval ratings at 31% as he kickstarted his affordability tour this week. Well, Nicole, you may not regret that vote, but you might be alone.
No, it's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit, and that's all.
Voters sour on Trump's handling of the economy in new poll. Just 31% of respondents approve of Trump's economic leadership, though the results were predictably along partisan lines. 69% of Republicans and only 7% of Democrats approved. The overall number is down from 33% in November and 40% in March. But the president continues to insist the outlook is strong and that Democrats' focus on the stubbornly high cost of living is a hoax. Oh, okay. Okay, what was that? 69% of the Republicans? They must be good then. They must be good. I don't want to. We not hearing no complaints. Talking about my farm, my business. No, y'all good. Y'all approve. So no. It must be nice to be broke in the red country. Y'all magically fine.
President-elect Trump taking a victory lap on Wall Street, ringing the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange after being named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. But just days after sharing this assessment about the election with NBC's Kristen Welker.
And one on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries.
In his interview with Time, the president-elect backed off his central campaign promise to lower prices for consumers, including on groceries, saying, look, they got them up. I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. It's very hard, but I think that they will. I think that energy is going to bring them down. I think a better supply chain is going to bring them down. Throughout the campaign, Trump repeatedly vowed lower prices.
But prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast, not only with insurance, with everything.
The man didn't even wait to New Year's to tell y'all that everything he said on the campaign trail was nonsense. And this is still where y'all at? 69%? That's why we have FAFO season.
Guess what, Maga? Trump says he's not going to be able to lower grocery prices. Yeah, sure enough, he admits exactly what we've all been telling you for the past year. Republicans tricked you again. Trump is telling the truth there when he says that grocery prices are very hard to lower. That's true. There's no such thing as deflation. So once the prices go up and the grocery stores see that we're going to pay that much, why would they go back down? It doesn't make sense.
It's a shame it wasn't anybody that addressed this last year. You think somebody that would have addressed the high cost of living, carving out a slice of the American dream for all Americans and dealing with corporate greed. It's a shame that wasn't it. That should have been an issue during the campaign.
Kamala Harris was planning on fighting corporate price gouging to stop that. But you all said, no, that's communism. We don't want her. We don't want people to actually help us with money. We prefer to vote for Trump. Yeah, so those eggs that are $6 or whatever is enough to make you angry enough to vote for Trump. Well, guess what? They're going to be even more expensive coming up because of his tariffs, because of his deporting the farm labor, and just because of corporate price gouging, which he has no plans to stop. If anything, he's going to give the corporations more money. Grow a garden, get some chickens. You'll thank me later.
Well, at least if corporate greed has been allowed to run unchecked, at least the corporation should be good. At minimum.
Here's what I want. I want everybody to take responsibility for the simple fact that they put this man in office who is completely running every single company in the ground. I mean, how bad does it have to get to where you run Walmart in the ground, Home Depot in the ground, Apple in the ground, Samsung in the ground?
Hey, Target, what you laughing at? Oh no, I'm like 3-4 videos deep on y'all, Target. Don't laugh. I'll do another dedicated video. You sit there and eat your food with that half a pack of Uno cards you gave everybody. Wasn't no draw fours in none of them.
It continues to happen over and over and over. And then I see Trump on the back of a car, or I see somebody wearing one of them stupid red hats that needs to be burned. I'm trying to figure out that you think this is a good idea. That you thought all this was good? Do you know that he's made like $3 billion since he's been in office off of his cryptocurrency that the SEC probably needs to do an investigation into? And that's okay with you? You're okay that middle class is still struggling, lower class is still struggling, and he's making billions of dollars while sitting in the White House? That's okay with you?
You know, it's a shame that we couldn't have seen any of that coming. You know, like maybe like a previous regime, a previous administration, or see exactly who was surrounding him on the campaign trail, see who was funding Trump 47. Like, it's a shame. That's a shame, Maga. Just totally blindsided by the one percenters in the corporate grift.
I think if that's okay with you, maybe you need to reevaluate yourself. Because again, how can we call ourselves Christians when people are hurting and suffering, and the man you elected is doing nothing but crooked shit, and he's a criminal? So how does all this play out? Leave me some comments and let me know, Maga, because this just doesn't make sense to me. How we proclaim to be this and we claim to be that, but then we also just turn around and like put a man in office who's a criminal, a sex offender.
Oh yeah, 2025 has taught us just how empty all of MAGA claims to be is, hasn't it? Yeah, that's right. It's not back in the old days of just leaving disenfranchised groups out in the cold. Those chickens came home to roost, didn't they? Oh, they sure enough did. Oh, cemeteries are littered with MAGA claims to be.
Prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up almost 20%. Utility up 11.7%. And then electricity is up 5.1%. And vehicle repair, if you need your car fixed, it's up 11.5%.
Trump and the conservative media are about to learn a hard lesson, one Democrats learned last year. You can't gaslight people into thinking the economy's strong when it's not. Prices are rising, people are hurting, and Trump's only made it worse. Aha, but the argument that was made last year was given some context for the price of goods. You know, the fact that we had the greatest recovery from COVID in the Western world, like that kind of, like inflation worldwide, like that kind of mitigating circumstance were the arguments that were made last year. The arguments that are being made this year is it's a scam and a hoax. Those are the arguments that are being made this year. He's talking about, oh, we defeated inflation, like he talking about the Harvard-Yale game. You know what I mean? Like he talking about we defeated inflation like a receding hairline, you just put a wig on it. Like that's how he's talking about inflation.
So I went to my local Target to see if they're doing it. Take a look. Look at that. All of the tags are ripped off. Look at that. $20. $20. Wait till you see the price increase. $35. That's double. That is double. That price went up twice as much. Trump campaigned on lowering prices. We have him on video, actually, right here.
If you want to bring the prices down, if you want to have a good life, vote for Trump.
All of these companies are coming out and saying that they are going to massively increase the cost of their goods, including on essentials.
Wait a minute. It just occurred to me that these same corporations that are getting slammed have raised their prices on people who are getting slammed, and therefore not paying the higher prices for said goods, exacerbating how bad the corporations are being slammed. Where's the money going? Huh, that's interesting. I wonder where is the money going?
All of these suckers are saying, that's okay, just wait, guys. Trust the plan. Trust the process. And they don't know what a progressive tax system is. I gotta hand it to them, though. Only Donald Trump can cut taxes for the ultra wealthy, shift the tax burden to the working and middle classes, and raise their taxes. And not only are they gonna be okay with it, but they're gonna thank him. These suckers are gonna thank him. Yeah, good job. Good job, guys. Trump's economy paid for by Suckers.
I think we got the answer. The money went into MAGA materials. It went into the MAGA hats and the Trump flags. That industry booming. You know what I mean? That industry do people not wearing them, but they hoarding them like collector's items. They gon' sell them to museums later on when people are asking what the hell happened in 2025. Not to mention all the other stuff. We got the Trump phone. Y'all want to talk about the Trump phone?
I've been trying to get out to the call center every few weeks and say, hey, what's the update? And I've been perpetually told it's going to be released at the end of this month. It's going to come out next month. When I would ask about reasons for the delay, they didn't have much to answer for except for that they were working on this phone. At one point, they even blamed it on the government shutdown, interestingly. But again, this is interesting because they've been taking $100 deposits, including from me, for this phone. Nowhere to be seen in terms of where the rest of this phone is, and it doesn't seem like anyone has gotten their phones. I even got a fraud alert from my credit card company when I tried to put in that $100 deposit, saying, "Hey, are you really trying to buy this Trump phone here?" This is nonetheless something that I imagine a lot of other people that have been trying to buy this in earnest are experiencing as well.
I know you don't want to talk about the Trump phone. Anybody watching me on the Trump phone? I'm playing. Y'all know that internet. We know about that. What'd you say? You got a Trump watch? What time is it? 1967.
What you doing, baby?
The Trump rump. We surveyed more than 1,200 parents and 70% cited inflation and rising food prices as their primary financial concern, while 55% reported difficulty purchasing their usual food supplies. As prices continue to rise, the incomes of many aren't keeping pace. 4 out of 10 parents reported a worsened financial situation compared to last year, and more than 1 in 4 lost their jobs. The benefits of school meals reach far beyond the cafeteria. For parents, knowing lunch is covered means less worry and more breathing room in the budget. The resolution is simple. We must support and strengthen school meals programs. Now, that mentioned all of the Americans that have lost their jobs. You know, the kind of fate that Elon Musk was celebrating on stage with a chainsaw.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
We had Brooke Rollins speaking at a cabinet meeting talking about the glee that it gives her cutting off people's benefits. And then they had a whole Gatsby party while that was happening. So we're talking about the prices of goods and inflation in our economy, but you also have devastating job numbers on top of it, many of which were intentional and weaponized by this administration. MAGA, you made a mess.
When you talk about school lunches, hey, I worked my way through high school. I don't know about you, but I worked since I was, before I was even 13 years old. I was picking berries in the field before we had child labor laws that precluded that. I was a paper boy. And when I was in high school, I worked my entire way through. You're telling me that kids who stay at home, instead of going to work at Burger King and McDonald's during the summer, should stay at home and get their free lunch instead of going to work? I think we need to have a top-down review.
I think you're painting a lot of these kids with a broad brush. I would say that's not necessarily a fair assessment of all of the kids. So you would say all the kids in your district who use the free lunch, for example, or breakfast, they're all just sitting at home and not working. Okay, I just want to clarify because that seems like what you were trying to insinuate.
This gives us a chance.
And they certainly don't want to hear it. They told you exactly what it is on this very issue when it comes to feeding children. And if you thought that was rhetoric, we saw exactly how they felt about starving children with the shutdown and SNAP benefits. Now, if that sounds a bit dark, it's not nearly as dark as the information they've already given you about how they feel.
When you are arguing about illegals that are receiving Medicaid benefits, 1.4 million, 1.4, they are not eligible, so they will be coming off. So people are not, well, we all are going to die. So for heaven's sakes, folks.
There you go. We have gone from we're going to defeat inflation, you know, like the Russians in the 80s. We're going to defeat inflation, you know, the kind of thing that Hulk Hogan would have said pre-ends. We went from we're going to address the affordability of everything to we're all going to die in 12 months. That's the mess that you made. You still don't regret that vote?
So the prices of everything continue to go up. I just noticed the simplest thing in the grocery store the other day. I went to get a pizza kit for my kids. It used to be $10.99 at the local grocery store, and now it is $12.99. I find that to be very interesting. Not to mention, there's a lot of supply and demand issues. A lot of things that I normally would have in stock at this local grocery store haven't had. Some of the things I used to buy for a couple months now. Do you remember that time when media asked Donald Trump how he was holding up, you know? And I think it was just like a few days after, you know, the passing of Charlie Kirk. And Donald Trump says, I'm doing great. Super excited. Spent $200 million on a new ballroom. And then it got me questioning, what's his obsession with gold? He talked about this being the new golden age. And what was that gold statue that he posted on True Social or X or whatever? That golden statue of himself. Can anybody else read the writing on the wall?
They confiscated the wall. We don't even have a wall no more. America don't even have a wall no more to see the writing on the wall. As far as the ballroom, he did talk about that in the immediate aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death, didn't he? You know, why should he care about Charlie Kirk? He certainly doesn't care about anybody else. I guess I gotta give him some integrity points for that one. He certainly is consistent, but y'all think he cares about you though, right? Y'all think the man that was changed the subject to talk about ballroom immediately after death cares about you though? Surrounded by you think he cares about you though? Is that what you think? Oh, I see the appeal of having a Mac. They'll believe anything. I'm surprised they still have anything left at this point in time. Now, as far as his obsession with gold, I believe that's his foundation color. I think that's what we go in this for. I think that's the color. That's the color they be ordering, unless it's another scheme going on. Of course there is. Why did I even ask that? Why I even ask that?
Why?
Asking if Trump got another scheme going on, like asking if Cowboys fans crying or if MAGA's down bad. Always. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. We will target everything from car affordability to housing affordability to insurance costs to supply chain issues. We have the worst supply chain we've ever had in the history of the country. To the price of prescription drugs. I will instruct my cabinet that I expect results within the first 100 days or much sooner than that.
A few moments later.
So that would mean that the whole series of pricing and costs, you know, the groceries and everything else, it was a con job. It was a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats. The Democrats are good at a few things: cheating on elections and conning people with facts that aren't true. So I don't want to hear about the affordability.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I wanted to share with you something that touched me. I got this email. Hi, Mr. Waters. I'd like to know if you have to be a member in order to buy merch. You better not be, because if so, I'm snitching. You know who you are.
I want to snitch. I want to tell. Whatever they call telling, snitching, I want to do it. And I want to make it cool to do it.
I'm a 66-year-old gal on a laughably low income and want to be a member, but feel bad about only sending $1.99. How can I help the channel? Now, I want to tell you how much gratitude I have for that $1.99, but I also want to tell you it's not needed. The most important thing you can do is to show the care and concern and love that it took to compose that email. There are plenty of things you can do that help the channel, like and sharing the videos. Also, sharing doesn't have to be online. How about word of mouth? You know, they say nobody likes a gossip, but I love a gossip. Go ahead and tell everybody far and wide about the channel. And the gossip don't have to be about the channel too. I like regular gossip. You can tell me anything about anybody. I'm interested.
Stop it. Get some help.
I might even turn it into a video. Plenty of you guys have sent me suggestions for topics that have turned into troubled waters, racist of the week, street politics, you name it. It helps the channel when you buy merch. Now, see, one of the things I do is my merch spreads faster than my word of mouth. Cause when I see people, like my chest hits first. So I got a whole front porch. So my chest hit them before any of my words can hit them. So that's why I like to wear my merch. That's why I do that. Becoming a member, hugely helpful to the channel. Attending the premieres. I premiere all of my videos and attendance helps boost it in the algorithm. Hugely helpful. And of course, if you have a particular set of skills and you have time and energy and you want to help the channel, of course, I'll put out the word. We're looking for editors. We're always looking for additional mods as well as research. And one of the other ways that you can help the channel, is by subscribing. I know a lot of you guys think you're subscribed. I see the truth. I see that I can see it from here. I ain't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? I ain't want to say nothing, get in your business, but we can see that. You know, so you know what I mean? Just handle that. Handle that on your own time.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
Of course, dropping comments is always hugely helpful, and it picks me up. I just got a comment the other day from a grandmother in Australia. And getting your emails at admin@reesewaters.com. Like this one. Hey, Reese and Miss Ray, my merch came in. I'm so excited to send the pic, and a huge thank you to everyone who's involved in making it all happen. Proud to be a member of the RW community and family. Thank you and the amazing Mod Squad for all that you do. With love and appreciation, representing Boston, Bella Fine 747. And representing it very well, might I add. I appreciate it, Bella Fine. I haven't been this happy to hear from Boston. It's probably been since the Tea Party. They've been disappointing. They've gone by the wayside since the Tea Party. But this is a step in the right direction. I can tell you that right now.